so we continue. How's everybody doing today? Good? Everybody ready to die?
No way.
I kind of have to finish my character before I can die. God.
Well, that's fine. You're not there yet. Right now, you're still dead.
Oh. Hooray.
Oh, shit. That's the wrong channel title. No! No, it ruins it, because then I have to manually do all the channel titling later. Ah. Damn you. Guess I'll just do the whole thing. Alright, so... who wants to recap?
I died. It was very sad.
Nobody wants to... I'll recap. I get the XP if I recap. And it goes straight to monsters. I'll collectively use it, and then later on I'll use it to level up a monster.
Oh god.
It'll be great.
Alright, so essentially we left the city. Got caught up several times by monsters. Went to camp. Got caught up twice more by monsters. Everybody ran. Who was alive. 2 characters died.
Yeah, everybody who was alive ran.
Yeah. Got to a town. Was able to sign up with a merchant group. Got us back to a town near the camp, and then we managed to make it to the camp.
All right. So you guys arrived at the camp, worn out. I think. Did you guys have any ability to heal much? I don't believe so, right? You guys are.
I was at full hit points.
Okay.
Yeah, we had.
Oh yeah, no, that's right.
Town.
You guys healed up in the town because there were a couple of days that had passed in between. So you guys come back. You're pretty well healed up, but I mean, still a little bit beaten. As you come back and first hit the camp, like, you guys got any plans?
Well, I'm gonna have to go report in. Like,
Yeah, we gotta
people
report.
died.
Okay. So you make your way over to Tonelli. You have to wait a little bit in line here, but after a couple of minutes, Tonelli greets you. I see there's only 2 of you.
Yeah, vacation didn't go as planned. The other 2 are dead.
Oh God, where did you end up going?
We got that map, so I can pull it out. I'll point to the town we went to, and I'll point to the approximate area where we were ambushed at night. Because yeah, I'd written whatever those things were called. I'd written on the map between the goblin village and the water. I wrote that was the area that they were in.
No, the Goblin Village is to the north. So you guys went.
Sorry, not the Goblin Village, but the village we had ran to.
Okay, gotcha. And where were you vacationing?
I'll what's the name on the map? Like,
I'm highlighting it over and over.
Chrysaisen.
Ooh, that is a bit of a trip. Somebody probably should have given you some warning before you left. The further south you go, the more hazardous things can get. Usually within a good range of the camp, things aren't too difficult. There's some difficulty to it, but the further out you get, especially if you get south of Stevelo, or right around the area of Stevelo, things can get a little bit hostile. I do apologize for your losses. You are in a little bit of luck, though. It's pretty normal, you see, for parties to end up in this kind of situation, whether it be from their responsibilities or from their vacationing, if they're not particularly careful. We do have at least one other person. We believe, if what we're currently going through right now is correct, another person from another group will probably survive the night. Maybe it might take a little bit longer to get through the disease, but the rest of his party members are dying pretty rapidly. We're not exactly sure how they ended up with Mummy Rot, but we're not asking a lot of questions either at this point to people that aren't conscious or having trouble staying conscious.
Yeah, I've heard that can do bad things.
Can do quite terrible things. Most of his group is
contagious, I hope.
no, not at all. If the disease gets too far and we're worried about it spreading, we'll just off them. It's easier that way. But one of them seems to be recovering, so in the next few days, that person may end up becoming available. In the meantime, though, we do have one. She lost her group to a very unfortunate accident with a... let's see what you ended up dying, what the rest of your group ended up dying to. Or do you want to decide what the rest of your group died to? Your choice.
I don't entirely care.
All right, so let me...
A large undead minotaur.
I didn't pull up my random
Yeah.
encounters chart, so now that I got it open here, your crew died to...
Back
Holy shit! Your crew died to an adamantine golem.
Yeah, that'll do it.
So good news, guys. The 100 is not something... I guess you can't see it, but the 100 is not something you have to worry about on this trip unless I roll it twice. So yeah, your crew died to an adamantine golem. It was very important that you give the exact location to the camp. They asked you a lot of questions when you got back about where it was, like what was it doing. You're like grilled for answers. And then afterwards, you need to give me a will save.
Or you're the adamantine golem's puppet for the remainder of the game.
I have everything sort of a mess right now because I was working
That's okay.
on the thing. So I gotta pop everything in the right place. Will.
Okay, you don't remember any of it. You don't even remember your part. You don't even remember why your party died.
It's unfortunate. I would have liked to avoid that area.
But what you do know is they assure you that like your group will be here soon. They're assigning you to somebody new. They explained to you that like this group is probably going to be a better fit for you, and they felt like your last group wasn't such a good fit. Back to Arius and Jack. She had a rather unfortunate run-in with a rather powerful creature. Due to worries that she might have some traumatic feelings about it, we've had to take certain precautions. She may not remember the experience at all. It is a rather traumatic experience to lose your entire party. If either of you would like, we can do the same for you.
No, I'm good.
Yeah, I'd like to remember my fallen comrade.
Fair enough. Her name is Stingsara. Like one of your other fallen comrades, she is a hobgoblin. She is also of the spellish variety, though her spells seem to lean a little more on the healing side and a little less on the punchy side.
All right.
A welcome addition.
I hope so. I will give me one moment. I'll have, if you want to wait outside, I will send someone to fetch her for you.
All right.
Okay. So Michelle, after a little bit, somebody comes to find you, and gestures for you to, or asks you to follow them, tells them your new group is waiting, and they bring you over to two other people. Now, you know other groups have been assigned as many as 4 or even 6 people. So to see only, like, 2 people seems a little bit, how do you feel about seeing only 2?
I'd probably be a bit concerned about, well, my safety, considering now there's a whole 3 of us. And, though I would be quite curious if some of their party members.
Do I notice a concern in her face? As she
Uh,
looks at
Who's
us?
give me a sense motive,
Ooh,
but you probably would.
let me click that button.
Oh yeah, definitely. You would
So as
definitely
I
see the
know-
concern.
As I see the concern in her face, I say, quality over quantity. Jack here is one of the bravest leaders we got. And I slap him on
It's true.
the shoulder.
I accept the compliment.
All right. So yeah, at the moment, unless you request a quest, you are not currently set to have any responsibilities directly.
Because we're not due for, what is it, the 10th today?
You guys have today is. So I have the wrong calendar up
Well,
again.
let's see. Yeah, it'd be the 10th.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, it's the evening of the 9th. You arrive back in the
Evening.
evening, but you could have done this all in the morning if you prefer.
Okay. So I'll, I guess, so we're not with Tanili anymore, right? We're kind of
No,
off on-
you are not. He asked you guys to wait outside so he could tend to more work in the meantime.
So I will go up to Jack and say, well, perhaps a few days just in camp to calm ourselves before our next outing. We could probably take on another mission earlier than the 21st.
Yeah, I mean, they said that we might be able to get another party member in a couple days, so I guess we should wait a couple days, see if he dies a mummy rot or what, and otherwise, yeah, we can head out after that.
Okay.
Okay.
So you guys can spend. Is there anything particularly you want to do over the next couple of days in camp, or are you just gonna kind of fast forward through the days?
There's some things I'd like to do,
Sure.
particularly during the evening times.
Mm-hmm.
When the time I would perceive most people to be asleep, I would like to don. No, actually, I wouldn't change my clothes. I would just like to be. It's not like weird that someone might be up late walking around the campus.
No,
Like,
not at
that's
all.
something
Periodically,
to-
people will be awake in the evening.
Okay, so for a few nights, I'd want to just scout out near the kennels and see if I could establish a rotation of guards at all.
Okay.
So, like, if I come at, let's say, I don't want to be like sitting there watching. I want to be like walking by and like just doing rounds around the camp or something.
Sure.
And if I could pick up a pattern, if I notice like, oh, the guards rotate between this time usually, or the guards are lowest at this point. So that's what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a perception.
Oh boy.
What do you normally do at night? Is this like something that I would find odd, or?
Well, are we like sleeping in the same tent or are we together? That's why.
Same area. Yeah, we got that tent area.
Well, I guess this would be the first few nights we'd be together in camp. So I think I would just say I'm going for a walk. I'm just going to go walk around at night. I wouldn't tell you what I would be doing. I mean, I guess you could try and follow me to see what I'm doing, but I said I'm making my rounds around the camp. I'm not specifically.
I mean,
setting up a
I'd
camp.
probably do a sense motive just to
Sure.
see if you're doing anything.
I'll give you that.
weird.
If you want to bluff as well, I think that's appropriate.
Okay.
Because I mean, probably first night I'd be like whatever, but after a couple of nights of odd behavior,
Yeah. So
I mean,
there's
it's
a
not
pattern.
odd, I'm just
I'd
going for a
probably
walk.
wonder what's up.
Okay, so yeah, you get the idea that he may be doing a little something more than just going for a walk.
Just stretching the old legs, Jack. Nothing to be worried about.
So you make your walk. Within the first couple hours, you don't really notice anything change. The guards are standing there for quite a while.
You said it was 2?
There's 2.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me another perception.
Okay. Ooh, beautiful.
All right. Yeah, something ends up distracting you for a little while. You notice like the guard tower, and you're kind of staring at something up there that catches your eye, and you get an odd glimpse of it. And then when you turn back around, you notice like the guards are different. But you didn't see them leave. You didn't see anybody like change places. There's just two different people here.
Okay. And sorry, you said the guard tower. That's this here, I'm guessing.
That's correct.
And do I notice there's someone up there all the time usually?
There is someone up there. What seems to be all the time.
Okay.
You were staring at it, probably a little surprised that you hadn't noticed it before, and how marvelously it's been constructed, and like the glint of the moon hitting like this helmet and this breastplate, and you can kind of make out some shapes of a person up there. Lingered a little longer than you would have liked to have.
Okay.
Give me another perception. This will be your last portion of the evening. Okay. So here, like knowing now there's kind of like a time you want to watch out for, you the next day kind of plan out, go out there, like get a nice position. And you do notice that right around mid-evening, when the moon is at the highest point, the two guards will go back into this tent. And they disappear for maybe a couple of minutes. You think probably the chain that's you notice they're gone for a couple of minutes into this tent, and then a different set of guards come out of the tent shortly after that.
Okay. Noted.
Give me one other perception as well.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so yeah, that's all you catch.
Okay.
And that's from what you have ascertained over the last 2 nights. Does anybody else have anything in camp they want to do?
I mean, I kind of want to do similar illegal activities.
Okay, what do you want to do?
Well, I want to scout out like the gear tent and whatnot, see if there's any easy way I can like steal some loot.
This guy's worried about me letting dogs loose. He's gonna steal gear. Jesus.
I'm looking for either like either actual currency or like some nice gear or something. I've been criminally underpaid here, so I need to so I'm gonna have to pay myself is what I'm thinking.
Jack, I cannot get your character. There it is. Having such a large amount of problems. It's a little hard to see people's characters here, so I'll show nameplates on this one. It's a little less important for Arius in this situation to do it, but Jack, so remember, weapons tent is down here. So I want to see kind of what your path would be to like keep an eye on the tent. So just give me like a general path, and then I'll tell you what kind of rolls you'll need to make.
Okay, well, I mean, so, like, let's see. What? This is a weapon tent, you said?
This is the weapon tent down here. This is the cleric's tent.
Uh-huh.
And this is the equipment tent.
So I'm at the equipment tent.
Yeah, I just put you there. You can put yourself wherever you would start your path and how you're kind of doing your path.
Okay, and well, I mean, first off, like it'd be during the day. I'd go in, just go in and look at gear.
Gotcha. All right, so that's basically give me a perception and an appraise.
And appraise.
Okay, so on the perception, you spend a little bit more of your time focusing on like how things are guarded here. One of the things you do notice is there is one guard standing next to the person who is handling the exchange of goods. But otherwise, yeah, that seems to be about it. There's so much stuff here you don't really have enough time to kind of assess value on stuff right now. You figure you can always look at it later. How long are you going to spend in the tent doing this?
Well, probably not that long for
Okay.
the for my first visit. Yeah, I don't know, probably like 30 minutes or so, just kind of briefly looking around.
Yeah, I'll give you another quick appraise within about 30 minutes. So, okay, you get a little bonus because you're actively spending some time on it. But you notice there's actually some pretty decent stuff in here. Like at the very least, some masterwork gear. There you spot a set of at least a set of breastplate in here, so you know there's stuff of value in here.
Any composite longbows?
You unfortunately with that, there's not really enough time to appraise it. You kind of get a feeling that like if you're in here too long, somebody might catch you going over things with a fine-tooth comb.
Yeah, I mean 30 minutes is decent, like window shopping time. Yeah. So later on when it's night, I'm gonna kind of walk by.
Okay.
So yeah, like these are the tents over here.
Yeah, those
right?
are the tents over there.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll just walk by on the path. Like, do we know there's some place to drink and eat, right? Is that the main thing?
Yeah, you can go get water from the little river that's off to the north over here. And if you want food, you can either get it from within the tent here, or you kind of have to get it for yourself. Periodically, they'll set up like food trays down here. Like during breakfast or during dinner. They don't provide lunch at all. But breakfast and dinner are provided. Many people will just take extra breakfast food and carry it back with them. And it's kind of like a buffet style when they set it up. They just throw out some food on tables and allow people to kind of grab what they need to.
And what about alcohol?
Alcohol is not provided. You would assume it would have to be in the tent if they have it. But it may even be somewhere else because you don't remember seeing any of it in either of the tents. At least not that you can recall right now.
Okay. Yeah. So I mean, I'm gonna.
Okay. So in
just
the
go ahead and
evening,
do a stroll. Yeah.
in the evening, give me a perception. But while you're a ways out there, give me a perception. Hopefully you don't botch this, otherwise you'll catch this. Okay, so not only notice there is one guard here that is standing outside in the evening, but there is also a second guard on the opposite side. And these guards seem to only be here during the evening. They are not there during the day.
What is this round thing over here?
That is the pit.
Oh, the fighting pit. Okay.
Yep. That is where people train. That is where they where they induct new conscripts. Words not my best suit tonight. And also give me. Oh yeah, you got a 17 on that perception. You'd also notice there is one guard on the inside that's pacing like next to where the entryway of the tent is. Also, continue your movement. I want to see where the rest of your walk would take you.
Okay. I'm like doing a stroll up to the river.
Okay.
To grab some water.
All right. So as you reach there, go ahead and give me another perception. Okay. So yeah, you can make your way up to get water. Are you also going to take a look at the other tent here as you pass by?
Yep.
Okay. Give me a perception on that one as well. Okay. So here, again, 2 guards at the front. Here. 1 here. And 1 on the inside. And then you can get your water.
Yep.
And then continue your route.
Okay, so I'm actually going to be going into stealth now.
Okay. Go ahead and give me your stealth check. Excellent. Good roll. So
Is
29.
this in planes? Yeah.
Yep,
Okay. Cool.
29. Give me a perception while you're doing this. All right, that is still enough to notice as you're sneaking around there. There is one guard stationed behind the tent here, and he's kind of making a back and forth. You've got yourself like crawling through the grass as you're doing this, and you're moving very silently. The minute you notice his movement, you like freeze up for a moment. You know, he takes a few steps towards you, but it's very dark, and his attention is really more up. And then he turns and he walks back the other way. Not grows the other way, moves the other way. It's not a gelatinous cube. All right. So what are you looking at from there?
So like these tents, like is that like something that you could like just crawl under, or like what? How, are they like tightly attached into the ground, or?
No, the poles that you see there are what's holding them down. So you could theoretically pull up a little bit and probably manage to slip your way underneath it. It would be a little difficult to not move the tent, but it's a little hard to tell. Like you can safely tell there is some wiggle room though to it by putting your hand to it.
Okay. But yeah, I mean this tent I don't really want to get into, right? This isn't the.
I mean, yeah, you don't necessarily know what's in there. You know that's where the clerics stay and where they do check-ins and the rest of that stuff.
Mm-hmm. So now that I know though that the tents I can kind of get into, I guess I just kind of want to start moving my way.
Okay, here I really need you to give me a stealth check. Okay, very good time to have done that. Let's see here, and give me a perception as well. Oh, very excellent. Okay. So first of all, you can see that there are... it's not his mini. I'll have to put it out there the manual way. All right, you see there is a rather large orc that is not far from you. And he seems to be like glaring across the area. You like freeze where you're at, and he kind of like manages to lumber past you, moving to the other side. From here as well, you can also manage to glimpse the Stormlord seated in his on his throne. He is going through a rather massive book of something as you pass by. Go ahead and continue your movement.
All right, I'm getting back on the path here.
Okay, so you re-reach the path. Hold on one sec. Let's jump you.
Yep.
Let's fling you back to here. Give me another stealth and another perception. This guy will have moved over here at that point. So here, definitely going to need a counter stealth. Nope, you are fine. And you will notice there is one additional guard who is stationed at the back of the tent as well. And he is doing the same thing the other guard did, going back and forth across the tent.
Okay. Are you able to draw like a line of like how I see him going back and forth?
Yeah,
like
so
the area that he's in?
So his path is basically like a sweeping motion here, same as this one. They both kind of just walk back and forth. And then this guy makes a motion like this, across, and then over.
Okay. But it looks like at some point there is a blind spot here.
You can only take an assumption there.
No, I mean, looking at the movements right now, I mean, based off of those two guys' movements.
Sure. That you ascertain what your character would ascertain. I'm not going to give you more information than what your character gets from what I've shown you.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I guess I'll continue moving down the path.
Okay.
Like, as I'm heading back to camp, like, do I see these two like moving at all?
No, I mean they look periodically back and forth and left and right, but they mostly stand where they're at.
Well, because that does matter. Because if this dude moves, then there wouldn't be a blind spot.
Yeah, no, you don't see them move at all. Like they've been in the same place both times the entire time you'd walk by. They stayed exactly where they were at.
Okay. I'm back at
Okay.
camp.
Excellent. All right, and oops, just realized I have your name listed there wrong. This updated real quick. And Spinks, anything you want to do over this time?
I have gold, right?
You do not.
I don't.
No.
Do I have anything?
At this point, you can have armor, but that's not particularly great for your character. And you can have some small martial weapon they might have given you. But otherwise, you would have like the clothes on your back, some spell components, your familiar. But otherwise, they basically took everything that you had when you got back, or maybe you didn't have it. You don't remember exactly. Things seem a little fuzzy from your last trip.
Oh, okay.
But is there anything you want to do in the camp?
Are there any ghosts around the camp?
Ooh, actually, that is an interesting question. Let me take a look at something here real quick. Sheet.
Rolls a natural 100 again, and it's the worst ghost infestation we've ever seen.
Go ahead and give me we'll call this a use of spellcraft.
Okay.
Okay, so wandering around, I mean, you do notice there's a lot of negative spiritual energy that is kind of moving about the area. Like there's not really ghosts per se, but there are what you've come to know as like the resonant like spirit energy of people who have died in like a battlefield, or like a significant amount of deaths have occurred in this area, and their energy just kind of flows. But obviously none of these people were particularly like powerful, or they probably didn't have a lot of energy about them themselves, so they didn't really leave a deep resonant mark here. So some of them are probably just spirits that are here because like they didn't really have a purpose. They probably didn't believe in anybody, deity, and they probably didn't have any links to family or friends or anybody like that. So they just end up being like these kind of trapped little spirits with they've got no real like sense of conscience, no real sense of self, and they just kind of float about, without any purpose or effect on the world itself. But you don't catch anything that seems to be of any significant note.
Then
you can focus on them if you want to, and you can hear some of the stories about how they died. But a lot of them would kind of like, a lot of the stories would be very of the same. A lot of it would be like they died defending the camp, they died because somebody, came into the camp and killed them in their sleep, or there's a number of reasons that like these people would die. And you can get if you listen for a while to them, they'll kind of tell you their stories if you wander over to a spirit and you just take a moment to kind of allow yourself to allow its energy to kind of touch you.
I think for right now, I'll just focus on making sure that my familiar's okay after whatever happened.
Okay. Yeah, your familiar is in good shape. It is. It's been with you the whole time. It's in your. I'm assuming. Do you carry it in a pouch, or how do you keep it with you?
How does one keep a turtle?
So you can have a little familiar pouch, which is like a bag just big enough to carry the turtle around in. You could let it rest on your shoulder. There's a number of ways that you could carry it around.
It's probably on
Turtle
my shoulder.
cage.
It's probably on my shoulder usually, but I still have a pouch
Okay.
just in case.
Yeah, but otherwise your familiar is doing pretty good. You can you actually share a very close connection to it as part of your as part of it being your familiar, so you can sense that like he's pretty happy. He, she, I don't know, you didn't name it yet, I don't think. So but it's pretty happy at the moment. And it like spouts off some sort of random factoid that is utterly meaningless, as it tends to do. Yeah, anything else you want to do while you're here?
Not that I can think of.
Okay. All right. So Jack, I want you to give me a couple more perception checks because I'm assuming you're kind of going to do the same thing the next night.
So actually, I got different stuff. So,
Okay.
I got stuff during the day.
Okay.
Real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna go in, and I'm gonna see if they have alcohol to buy.
Okay. So in this tent, there is no alcohol.
Okay, and I'm gonna ask where I could purchase alcohol.
Ooh. They will inform you that it is not available for purchase here. If you'd like alcohol, you'll either need to get it yourself, or we do provide some alcohol during special occasions.
Okay. And yeah, so I was hoping to kind of like look at the items real quick that might be like around the edges that like if I were to get underneath the tent, I might be able to quickly grab.
Go ahead and give me a perception and appraise. Okay. So the first thing that you notice is with your perception is that where you were thinking about sneaking in at is basically behind the counter and right around the area that this person's cot is.
Okay, so that's right here?
Yes. So basically right about here is where the counter is. Maybe a little bit further back, and they have a little cot back here towards the very edge. And that is where they rest during the evening.
Okay. Anything else of note around the edges?
Give me another perception, or I guess no. Your appraise was a 5. If you spend a little bit more time in here, I'll give you another appraise.
Yeah. I mean, I can. Well, how much longer would I have to be in here?
Another 15 minutes. Basically, it's about 15 minutes per appraise.
Okay. Yeah. That's fine.
Okay.
Looking around for 15 minutes isn't gonna.
Yep.
be suspicious or nothing.
Okay, so that's a good appraise. So you managed to find something that is exactly what you're looking for. They do indeed have a series of longbows that are set up. You finally managed to find them. They're actually behind a couple of crossbows and a few other things. But you're kind of getting into things, and you glance over and you pick one up, and you can pull at it a little bit. They're not going to come over and stop you from testing the equipment a little bit. But you do notice that it has that kind of extra force that you'd expect to feel from something that might need somebody with a little higher strength bonus to kind of pull it open. And this is actually off towards this side of the tent here. Did you see that, where I marked that?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, and any... I'm gonna go, I'm not gonna, make it obvious that that's the thing I'm interested in.
Okay.
So after that, I'm gonna,
handle a few other pieces of equipment here and there.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Some, maybe some light armor, some, actually, I'm a ranger, so I could touch some medium armor.
Yeah.
Look at the great swords. I got one of those strapped on my back,
Yeah, you go ahead and give me a bluff to kind of play the whole thing off. Pretty rudimentary though, because you're telling something that they're obviously willing to believe. So yeah, they don't seem at all. Nothing seems suspicious about it. You're just yet another conscript roaming around in here looking at random stuff, hoping that one day you can maybe wear some of this.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna buy some cheap food.
Okay. Yeah, they have rations, or you can pick up some other small bits of food if you want to look for something specific on the.
It was 5 silver a ration, right?
Yep, that is correct.
Yeah, so I'll buy 2 rations.
Okay.
And then I'll head on my way.
Okay. All right, and then you gonna do another wander during the evening, or different path, or?
Yes. I'm looking to stealth over and kind of see. So I'm watching the guards.
Okay.
I want to see if there's ever an opening over on the good side.
Okay. So you do know that, this guard will periodically move back and forth. Give me a stealth check real quick, and a perception. Okay. So you watch it you watch the guard for a little while, and right around midnight, right around the sun reaching its middle point, or the moon reaching its middle point, you do notice that another guard comes over and trades places with this guard. The guard exchange does not happen until the relief guard has come all the way over and stood in place. But the relief guard is obviously coming from over here, where all the camps are. So he wanders on over, and he basically makes his round back to over here. And the two of them might chat for a little bit before, they basically trade spots.
Okay. Yeah, so I want to pass by the tent area too.
Sure. As you pass by, you'll notice it's the same configuration. They look like they are different guards on duty at this point.
Okay. And so the actual entrance, that's closed up, I assume.
It is closed up with a guard standing in the front of it.
Okay. Cool. Yeah, I'll pretty much head back to the tent area then. I got the.
Okay. Excellent. All right, and Arius, jumping back to you. Is there anything else that you wanted to get done from that? So you got a couple of good nights of scouting there.
Yeah, so either during the day or like evening, I wanted did you say like spell caches in the army are pretty rare? Like would I be far and few? I wouldn't find another spellcaster.
It's likely you might find another spellcaster, but most of the guards or other things that you're going to encounter are not likely to have spellcasting.
Okay, well my idea was to try and find any group or few spellcasters in camp and just strike up conversation. I want to ask like what the policy is for like practicing spells in the camp. Like,
Sure.
do they have some detect magic alarm that goes off? I'm just like practicing my spells over there. Or...
Does our other party member know?
Yeah, I will ask. I'll ask her if she's aware.
Okay. Let me look at her skills again. And also, Arius, you have knowledge nobility, right?
I should. Let me double.
Thought I
check.
remembered seeing that on your sheet.
I definitely do. Yes.
Okay. That is basically going to relate to military knowledge as well for the purposes of this.
Okay.
And Sphinx, give me a knowledge arcana as well. Well, he's giving me a knowledge nobility. Okay. So Sphinx, you really haven't run into anybody that's magical around here. In fact, Arius is probably the first person that wasn't in your party that had any magical talents, and the last person in your party wasn't of any significant magical interest. Arius, you know, at the very least from some of the stuff you've gathered about the camp, there's nothing wrong necessarily with practicing magic or casting spells, as long as you're not, like, directly casting them on people with the intent to cause harm or chaos or some other, like, variety of problems. But if you're, like, sparring with somebody or, you know, you're practicing something, you may need a live target to do stuff with. So, you know, it's a regular thing to see, like, maybe somebody cast a spell on another person.
What I was really curious about, though, I don't know if
Mhm.
I could just do this like trial and error, like casting a spell late at night or something. I want to know if there's like some magical detection they have.
Oh yeah,
So,
you
like, some
you know
sensor
at this
goes off if
point.
someone's casting a spell.
No, you know at this point there isn't one. You've actually seen other people in the evening
Just do
that have
spell.
like either minor magical items that they're using, or somebody might have like, you know, a little spark spell that they use to light a little fire.
The army's protection against spells is their spell sundering barbarians.
I mean, the army's protection against spells is the
Is
fucking
the army.
Stormlord that sits in the tent that can basically like cancel shit at will.
I was just worried, yeah, like if I started casting a spell, like alarm bells would just start going like crazy. So I just wanted, okay.
No, for the most part, there doesn't seem to be any concern. Well, a lot of the people here don't like magic. A lot of that is just because magic kills a lot of them in large groups.
Very true. So, what day would it be after we're going through all this? Would it be the
So this
11th,
has
the
been
12th?
2 days. So this would be the 12th.
We're the 12th now.
Yeah.
Okay, so I would just mention to Jack and
Sphinx.
was it
Sphinx.
Sphinx?
Sphinx. Sphinx.
Sphinx. Sphinx.
Right?
I'll say,
Sphinx.
is it
Yeah,
Sphinx?
Sphinx.
Okay.
There's no
So
way.
I'll mention to Jack and Sphinx if my legs are getting tired just sitting in camp. Perhaps we should mention that small town we found that we're looking for perhaps some military help. It's a small journey. We could probably do without the mummy rot boy we're waiting for. Probably do a small little test run with Sphinx here. See how she fares with us. And might look good on you proposing a new town not even on the radar for more taxes.
Yeah, I mean, we can see if they're interested.
I would suggest we give ourselves like one more night or a few nights and then we'll head out. If that's agreeable.
Well, yeah,
Well, who knows when they want us to leave.
yeah,
but-
we can talk to
Okay.
them.
All right.
Okay.
Does that sound good to you?
I suppose, but I'm probably going to need some food at some point.
Some
along the
food?
trip.
Well, you've been able to get breakfast and dinner.
Well, I meant on the trip.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, that's why I said we should tell them we need a few days just to prepare some things before we leave. Sound agreeable, everyone?
Yeah, is this the morning that we're talking about?
Yeah, this would be the
Yeah,
morning
this
right
would
now.
be the morning,
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah. So what? We go propose it right now,
I
and
think
then
so. Yeah.
Right? Yeah, sure.
Okay. So you will head over to keep blanking on his name. Tonelli. Yeah,
Tonelli.
I have it on a notes thing. I just have so many different things open on so many
Yeah.
different screens. It's crazy. So yeah, you head on over to Tonelli and let him know. So you're letting him know you're interested in another job, basically.
Yeah. And we'll let them know about this town. Here's where it approximately is on the map. Or did it? Because it wasn't on this map. I marked it.
Right. So you're talking about the hamlet that's south of.
Yeah.
So they're not necessarily interested in you investigating that hamlet, though they do want you to keep that in mind. And if you guys can make periodic visits there to keep an eye on its progress, they'd appreciate that. But what they are interested in was the place that you came from. I'll actually roleplay this out. We're looking for things about a certain size, and the problem we have with the hamlet is it sounds like there's not a lot of money there. So we'll give them what protection we can if you're willing to make the extra visit while you're in the neighborhood. But what we're really more focused on is places where we can collect revenue. And so you guys had just been to what was it again? You remember the name? Kazarum, I think it is, right?
Yeah.
Kazaizen?
No, not Krazizen. The town you came from before that was Kazarum.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Kazarum. Yeah, okay.
So
North of that city, right?
that was north of the hamlet that you guys. Yes, north of the city, far north of the city, west, a little west of us, southwest. In fact, he shows you on a map real quick that is what this is here. This is Kazarum. So Kazarum is a little bit bigger a town than we would normally send you out on, but you've been there already. Perhaps this should be pretty easy. They also tend to pay out pretty well. Our normal group that would handle back and forth with Kazarum is rather indisposed right now. In fact, Arius, you might remember them. You traveled with them on your first mission.
Yes, you were supposed to actually give me their names after we succeeded in Mukmak.
When they get back, I will actually reunite you with them. Unfortunately, however, they are in quite a dangerous situation. I got word from a messenger this morning that they are currently recuperating and hoping to advance with another assault. They'll fill you in on the details, I'm sure, when they speak to you again.
Is that the Mummy Rot group?
No.
Just making sure.
They wouldn't fall for such trivial curses.
So, if you could make the trip to Kazarum, just meet with the mayor there. The mayor is a female dwarf by the name of Runa. She should be willing to hand over to you the usual dues of 1,000 gold. And then just get it back here. It should be a fairly straightforward operation.
So wait, sorry, this out of character. The city is already under our protection. We're just collecting the usual fee, or is this a new endeavor?
This town is already under the military's protection. You're just going in, collecting the fees that they haven't been able to collect because the regular group to do this is unavailable, and they know this is a town that's very participatory. They're very happy with the military's assistance.
Okay, perfect. Tonelli, we have a few days to prepare before we leave out, or did you need us to leave immediately?
No, I will give you, so as of right now, you would still have your vacation time, so technically, I mean, you could start on it as late as the 21st. But I would like to remind you that Muckmack is your responsibility, and you do need to make sure you have enough time to do that by the 11th as well.
Right.
So
We'll do.
But yes, I'll write you down those accepting the mission, and so I will expect it done by, let's say, no later than the 25th. That gives you plenty of time.
Sounds good. I mean, Jack, it sounds good, right? I don't presume to speak for you.
I nodded my head, yeah.
Okay. Don't want to give Janella here the wrong idea. Who's leading us, right? I give like a sly laugh.
Well, very good.
Oh, wait, actually, I should write that in chat. It was by the 21st.
Yes, by the 21st.
Wait, 21st for what? To start it. We have the 25th to recover, to get the taxes, right?
You have to be back here by the... No, you need to be back here by the 21st. Or by the 25th. I'm sorry, by the 25th.
Yeah. We got to come back with the money by the 25th.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right. All right, so Turtle has a name now, I'm noticing.
Yep.
Okay, so you guys are gonna stick around for a couple more days to do a couple of things and to see if your additional party member ends up waking up.
Yep.
All right. So for sure your party member's not waking up. They do inform you that he is recovering fine. But unfortunately, they don't feel like he's ready to be sent out. They'd rather not waste the body right now by dispatching it too early.
He's got gangrene of the arm, mummy rot of the eye. He's recovering, though.
Right. So what else do you guys want to do in town for the next couple of days? And what day do you want to leave on?
So whatever day we agree on leaving, the night before is when I want to attempt to release the dog.
Okay. All right. One sec here.
I say that out of character, so you know.
Right.
Hey, I sensed motive. I know something's up.
Yeah, but come on, man.
However, I am also using that night to rob the.
Yeah, you're busy. You're preoccupied.
A double theft.
Does that mean I have to do something illegal?
If you want to fit in.
You have to go and assassinate the Stormlord. Is what you can do.
Oh God.
Well, there goes my second character.
That escalated quickly. All right. Sorry, my Roll20 is acting very laggy, so just give me one moment here. It is super laggy. Come on. Roll20 making my computer look like it's a 486. Jesus. Just want to set the HP. Oh, you also need to roll up your hit points, Michelle, for this character.
Oh.
So I need you to roll. You get
That may be important.
starting is D6 is 6 plus your con modifier, and then you need to roll one additional D6.
So that's...
And then you re-roll. Oh, good, lucky roll there. So yeah, that is 6 plus your con plus 6 plus your con. And you also now have a character on the board. Are we over here? Alright, so let's do this in an interesting way, shall we? I'm gonna run both of your things at the same time. So I want both of you to give me an initiative, and we'll kind of track this and see where this ends up turning out.
Okay.
Now, one thing, Sphinx, do you let either of them know about your augury power? Your ability to kind of peer into the future?
Nah.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure. All right.
So I got a 13.
Yep. So this is just to determine how each of you are going to act on your turn. So the first thing I need the two of you to do is decide what area you're staying in. I need all three of you to decide on this. So, because that's going to determine where we're going to start this.
Staying in, like you're talking about these tents over here.
Yeah, if you were staying in a tent, if you were, if you guys were kind of staking out a tent, or you guys were just getting ground and setting up your own tent.
I would voice my preference for the southern group of tents, but if they choose another one, I wouldn't put up much of a fight. I'll just
Yeah,
say,
I mean, I'm
good.
fine with the southern tents.
Okay, so go ahead and start your characters where the tents would be.
All right. Yeah, I'm in between these three tents.
Okay. Sphinx, go ahead and move your character down there with them. Right, and then that was what I was going to do. I was going to change up the music because we need
Heist
a little
music,
more
apparently.
intense music. And unfortunately, I need to add it real quick because I don't think it's in my tracks. Nope. That's not. So I think I will use my evening music. All right. So, Arius, you end up leaving before Jack starts his deal.
Okay, so I just had some precursor things before I step out of the tent or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So I would assume that everyone's kind of sleeping or doing their own thing, or
you can give me a perception.
Okay. Ooh.
Oh yeah, everybody's sound asleep. You're worried they might actually be dead with how quiet of sleepers they are.
Okay, so assuming they're sleeping, I'm changing into my newly purchased attire robes. That will give me a +2 stealth check at night. So those are now on. And then I am leaving the tent.
All right.
For my nightly stroll that I established that I usually go on.
All right. So go ahead and move your character 60 feet and give me a stealth check.
So yeah, each of these small squares are 5 feet?
Yes. You should actually be able to use the arrow keys to move your character.
Is it?
Yeah, because I do have grids on.
Okay. Okay.
I guess technically it'd be 30 feet and give me a stealth check, but we can allow 60 because you're in open area and there's not a lot going on.
I think that should be about that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna roll.
All right, that's fine. I mean,
bonus is in there.
You're easy to spot right now over there. So Jack, give me a perception while you were laying in bed, waiting for what I feel like inevitably knew was going to happen. Oh yeah, dude, he left. He's like totally left. He's gone. He's far. He'll never see you getting up now.
All right. I'm stealthily moving on out then.
Yep. Give me that stealth check. You can move, of course, first, and then give me the stealth. Okay. And Spinks, I want you to give me a fortitude save to see if you sleep through Arius's miserable attempt to sneak out of the tent.
What if I'm not asleep yet?
Ooh, well, neither of them would know that, so that's fine. Give me a perception, though, to see if they've left at that point. Okay, so yeah, you'll notice that they've both, you notice that Arius is gone. It takes you a while before you realize, though, like, you're kind of, like, watching Arius as he leaves. You're almost just, like, laying there, like, just like, where's he going? Do you want to say anything to him as he's leaving, or do you want to just let him go?
I'm just gonna let him go.
Okay. But then, like, you turn around and Jack is just gone.
I probably like look over at Sean and just go, "Man, these people are weird," and then proceed to commune with some.
Okay.
Don't mind me. I was one of those spirits.
Sean nods back to you, and then proceeds to like look over some papers that he happens to keep on himself. Is like a little belt thing that he's got some little papers in.
Yes.
All right. Go ahead, Spin and Spinks, and give me. I'm gonna call you Spin now. Spin.
No.
Roll me an initiative up as well. Click on your character. Roll me up an initiative, just in case shit goes really bad. All right, let's put this in proper initiative order.
Y'all better not kill me.
All right, Arius, continue your movement.
Well, don't forget I also have a 13, so I might have a higher modifier. I got a +5 initiative.
You rolled an 11.
+2 for being in the plains.
Oh, that's correct.
Yeah.
You will have a higher modifier. Well, wait. What is your initiative modifier?
+5.
Yeah, you are one higher because
higher.
hers is Dex.
Actually, +7
Plus
in the
7
plains.
because of the plains, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Arius, go ahead. You go first.
All right, so I want to
Move. You can move up to 30 feet and then make another stealth check. Don't forget your bonus. You do get the bonus to stealth, so just don't.
Yeah, it's in the roll
Okay.
already. Unfortunately. Oh my lord.
All right. Yeah. You're. Give me a perception though as you're doing this. Yeah, you're hidden as fuck. Hidden
okay, so
AF.
I think I'm hidden. Can I do an action as well? Because I only move 30 feet.
Sure.
Hidden as
I
well
just
as that
wanted to-
gem in the hole from earlier.
So I wanted to, because I do have a bundle of hay,
Mm-hmm.
and I do have silk rope. So I wanted to tie the bundle of hay to my back.
Okay.
Like, so the hay is like there, so that I could pull out strands of like hay without like reaching for anything else.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, that's what I'm doing.
Okay, Jack.
Yeah, I'm moving.
Okay. Go ahead and move your 30 feet and give me another stealth.
Dang it! I
What?
missed the booty slider.
The what? Oh, the booty slider. Okay. Okay. Spinks. So you're laying there in the tent. Are you researching anything? Or no, you're speaking with spirits, you said.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me a spellcraft. Okay. You notice that that a lot of the spirits kind of like seem to have coalesced for a moment around your tent. But now they're kind of like starting to scatter. You want to give me a sense motive there?
Probably.
Oh.
Won't work very well, but probably.
That's all right. We will come back to you shortly. Arius, you've got yourself nice and tied to this giant bundle of hay.
Mm-hmm. As I'm passing, I'm gonna move throughout all these tents here. So we're a movement one. As
Mhm.
I'm passing them, am I able to see if there are people sleeping in them?
Sure.
Or
Give
if
me
there's
a,
any
give me a
that
quick
look
perception. All right.
I will just try to find one that
You want odds or evens?
I want even.
Okay. All right. It is empty.
Which one? This far
The
one?
one that's right there. Yeah.
Okay. So, I don't know how much I can do in my turn here, but I would like to take out my bag of flour and unfinished wolf painting and beginning gingerly spreading the flour around the tent quietly as I can and not like, obviously not like quickly doing it, just like slowly doing it.
Give me a stealth.
Ooh.
Ooh, good time to roll that. Yeah. No one seems to say anything about
I'm
it.
sorry, as I'm doing that, I'm pulling out some hay as well. So
Sure.
I have, like, one hand with the flour and one hand like throwing some hay down around
Yeah.
the tent.
No problem. Jack.
All right. Yeah, moving in.
Give me a stealth. Right.
Used up all my good rolls earlier.
All right. Hey, who's over there? The big guy shouts.
All right. So
Towards
is
you.
this area I'm not allowed to be in?
He notices that you're kind of like trying to hide behind that pillar for a moment, and so he's curious, like, what are you over there doing? You want to give me a bluff? Give me some kind of line and a bluff?
Yeah. Just laying against this pole and stargazing.
Let's see what he gets. It is a good night for it, right?
It is.
Alright, well, be careful. Keep your eyes open. People get weird at night. He
Sounds good.
returns the other way on his patrol. Alright, Sphinx. The spirits have all kind of like left your tent. Even with is like open to hearing them and communing with them as you were. Like they all seem very much so focused on something else.
I'm gonna leave the tent
Okay.
carefully and see if there's anything that might be outside of it.
Hold on one sec. So you look outside and give me another spellcraft to follow the spirits. They are like all moving up into the air and they're kind of like dispersing a little bit, but you notice they're like moving in two packets, one kind of northward and one kind of westward.
Is there a way I could figure out why they might be doing?
That would be very difficult for you to do. You can give me another sense motive. Okay. You can also, along with that sense motive, give me a, since you got a good one, give me a knowledge, let's call it Arcana in this case. You're not entirely sure. You know that sometimes spirits can get a little antsy. Like, sometimes spirits can kind of read the energy of a situation, so maybe they're reading some kind of energy of something. But it's a little hard to tell. I mean, sometimes spirits are just, they're kind of free. I mean, they don't have anything to bind them. So sometimes they just kind of act on whatever things might pull upon them. So we'll jump back to you in a minute. Arius.
Okay, so this is a quick out of character question.
Mm-hmm.
Prestidigitation.
Mm-hmm.
Can can I create multiples and stagger the beginning of some? Like, can I create two because they last an hour each? So could I make one start at a certain trigger point, or does it have to start right when I cast it?
It's going to start when you cast it. So prestidigitation takes effect, and actually, sort of. Let me reread because I'm used to the 3.5 prestidigit. Now that other people have said it incorrectly, I can't fucking say it. That was no problem for me ever before.
I have a problem saying words. Sorry.
I'm gonna misspell it. Oh, I did not. Look at me, epic spelling champ of
Nice.
the SRD. Yeah, so prestidigitation is kind of, it has an effect on you, and you can affect other things with it, but you kind of have to be within the area of something to have it like work as a triggered effect.
Okay.
But what are you trying to do? So give me a description of what you're thinking about doing, and I'll tell you whether or not it's feasible.
Okay, so my original plan was to do the spell. So I would set it up where I wanted to project what I would try to recreate Drustin's voice, projecting, like yelling, in the name of Delrandrian or whatever. I've returned and seeking my revenge, like general lines like that, if I could.
Okay.
But I would want to stagger it to start in like 10 minutes so that I could light the fire first and then it would start. Because I don't want to light the fire and then cast the spell. I want to light, but if I have to, I guess I will. Because the spell how long does the spell take? One standard action to cast, and then it lasts for an hour. So I was hoping I could light the flame, and then I would have my prestidigitation trigger.
Okay, so I
after,
think though
already casted.
Part of, give me one sec. I need to double check sorcerer spells, but I think actually more of what you're looking for here would be ghost sound. Do you have ghost sound?
I do not have ghost sound.
Okay. Because you're kind of looking. Let me look at what your cantrips are real quick.
Prestidigitation can't create voices?
Not really. It does a number of very minor things, so it wouldn't make like a loud, noticeable voice. If it was going to be anything, it would be like whisper noises.
Okay, if I can't do a voice, then could I project the image of Drustin's wolfy face in the air above the tent? That would be like a color that would contrast with flames, I guess.
I think that's semi-plausible.
That would be my next option.
Yeah, I mean, we can say that it's going to be kind of like a rude colored representation, but yeah, you could probably manage to do that with prestidigitation.
And you're saying no to the delay?
You could
in the spell to start in 10 minutes after I cast it because it lasts for an hour. Like, can I make it slowly coming up or something like that? It wouldn't be in full fruition until like 10 minutes after I cast it.
You could have, for example, you could have something that like is painting a picture on a canvas, and then you could kind of walk away from that. But you're like looking to have something kind of like trigger later, and that's not really the effect of how prestidigitation works. But
that's fine. I would want it to, okay, so then I would want it to be like a ghostly image of Drustin's face, and I want to be like make it like a wolfy face.
Okay.
And it would be kind of hard. It would be kind of hard to see in the night sky unless someone's looking right at it, I would assume.
Yes.
But once I ignite it, I think I would want it to pop out.
So so that's fine. That is actually fine. So what you're talking about is kind of like making using prestidigitation to make like an effigy, and then you're going to light this thing, and that's going to like make it presented, right?
Exactly.
Okay, so that is a use of prestidigitation that works. So you can have like it making an effigy out of like the out of the hay that you have on you.
Yeah.
And then it'll be prepped and ready for you to ignite later.
Okay.
So that'll take your action for this turn. Jack.
All right. I'm going to continue sneaking through.
Okay. Your stealth. Oops, another wrong tab there. Here. This guard turns. Somebody over there? What are you doing?
Which one? The one below the tent?
The one at the top of the one north of the tent.
So not this one, but this one up here.
No, this one here. You got an easy way out. Just give me a line. Just like last time. Give me a line and a bluff.
Just walking over to the water area.
Okay. Well, be a little careful over there. We've had some rumors of wolf attacks in that area. And he goes back to his post. All right, Sphinx. So the spirits seem to like move and sort of like coalesce right around. Kind of like a general idea. What do I really could help me with? Work. So there's like a group of them over here. And like a group of them like right over here. What do you want to do?
So like right here and right there?
Right here. You should be able to see. There's like it. Are you seeing this on the map, or did I inadvertently put it on the GM level? Yeah.
There's a group of sparkles.
Yep. Those are basically the spirits for all intents and purposes here.
So they went around. So they went on either side of the two tents.
Yes. All right, well, we'll come back to you. You can spend a little bit of time thinking about that. Arius.
What time of night is it right now? Are we close to the moon where the guards changed when I noticed?
I was assuming you were both moving around midnight, correct? Since you both
Correct.
have interest in the change occurring?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So where are we in relation to that? Has that time already passed? Or is
No,
it
you're approaching that time at this point.
Okay. So whatever time I notice those guards go in that tent is when I want to light this thing up and have it show my beautiful Drustin portrait in the sky.
So you're going to set yourself up for a delay. That is fine. Jack.
Moving.
Okay. Give me a perception there as well as you do that. And if you get higher than a 15... Oh, close. Nope. Alright. I was going to give you a +2 if you got higher than that to kind of keep an eye on him. But it doesn't matter. He doesn't seem to notice. He has kind of turned his back and started walking the opposite way. You do know, though, on this timer that this guy will be walking back this way on this next initiative order, just FYI. You scouted well enough to know that. Sphinx.
I may follow them.
Which one? Which group?
Oh. the left group.
Okay. So go ahead and move up to 60 feet in your case, because you're not trying to hide. Oh, that's the right group, not the left group.
Oh, it is?
Yes, left. At least this is what I know left to be.
Oh,
over here.
I didn't have the map zoomed out far enough to, like...
Oh, okay, so you only saw their one group. Yeah, there's two groups.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, actually, yeah, there's a problem here on the main map. Give me a sec. I just realized anybody watching can't see the map because it's not zoomed out enough. Sec here. Only things I do not like about Roll20. Two windows to interact with the display. Sorry, anybody watching? Don't mean to be bad at this. Gone, and there we go. Okay. Much better. All right. So, which one are you following? Left or straight? Left, well, I guess west or north. And don't go Kanye's kids' way, that's just confusing.
I think I'll go west.
Okay. So you can move up to 60 feet that way. So that would be, God damn it, 20 square, no, what? I broke, 12 squares, right? 12 times 5 is 60?
I think that's 12.
Yep. Alright, Arius.
Is it time? Is it the moment?
You got a little bit of time left.
Okay, I don't know if I said it, but I will be placing the painting down alongside.
Yep, you did mention that.
Okay.
Alright, so you're going to continue to wait. Jack?
And I'm just looking around to see where is that. Can I notice where that watchtower guy is looking?
Yeah, give me a perception there. That is a good idea. Yeah, you don't even see him, so he must not be up there right
He's
now.
not on duty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good.
Alright, Jack.
Alright, I'm moving.
Okay. Alright. So you have an additional +2 there because you're like at the edge of where the pit is. This guy's gonna come around a little ways and yeah. Nobody says anything. Finish his walk. Need to on this round. Spinks, give me a perception. Okay, so you don't notice this. Right, and Arius, give me one other perception here.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my lord.
All right. Yeah. Good perceptions. All right, Spinks. Do you want to move closer to it?
Yeah, I'm gonna move closer to it.
Okay. All right, you can hear, like, it's quite a ways up, so you can just hear, like, the faint whispering of the spirits in the distance above you.
Can I make out anything?
Give me a perception. No, from there you cannot. Still just whispers in the air above you. Arius, give me one more perception here.
Okay. Please not a natural one. Okay, that's... You know what?
Ugh.
Well,
All right.
a good life.
You are watching the sky to wait for when the moon reaches its middle point. And you will realize at the end of this round that the guards are presently going to be inside of the tent. But you have missed out on your action to strike while they were on their way into the tent.
It's not a big deal.
Jack.
Should I roll perception to see that this is the change of guard?
Yep,
or-
give me a perception. Yeah, so you notice that there is another guard coming up a little ways in the distance. You can tell because there's like a soft bit of light that's reflecting off his armor as he comes toward the other one.
Okay. Yeah, I'm waiting until they're distracted and talking to each other.
Okay. All right. Spinks.
Are they just staying still and floating?
They are just staying still and floating.
Can I
Some of them
try
like
again and-
might move a little ways forward, just a little bit here and there.
Well, if they do move, I'm gonna follow them.
Okay.
I'm gonna try again to see if I can hear what they're whispering about.
Sure. Okay. You softly over here. What's he gonna do? Interesting. Maybe it'll turn out good. Hope everybody liked my ASMR work there.
Nice.
Very immersive.
Got to get one of those ear microphone next
Yeah.
for more spirit ASMR.
Yeah. So you managed to overhear the spirits. Anything else you want to do besides those couple of steps?
Since they were talking about someone doing something, can I take a look around and see if I can
Sure. Give me a perception.
spot anyone out of the ordinary?
Give me a perception. You notice the guards are about to change places with each other. Like, there's the other guard coming up. This other guard seems to be, like, standing there, like, looking over to him. And actually, he kind of curiously glances over at you and, like, notices your head is kind of, like, in the sky and then, like, looks over at the two of them and then, like, keeps your ear kind of perked up at the space around you. And he just kind of like tries to shake it off and like focus on the transition that's going to happen. Jack, this is going to work out to your benefit. You are at a +2 to stealth because she is effectively going to create a slight distraction.
Nice.
Let's jump to Arius.
Do I notice it's my moment of truth?
Yes, you do at this point notice because now the guards are gone. You know they're in there for only a short period of time.
Okay. So I'll crouch down near my trail of flour and hay and right near the painting, and I'll say a silent prayer to Delanrian and say, Delanrian, deliver this message to Drewston. His promise is fulfilled, and I want to focus a channel of jolt in my hand to start the flame.
Okay, so I'm going to allow you here as well to give me a untrained knowledge religion.
Mm-hmm.
At a +2.
19.
Okay. Give me 1 sec. Hold on.
Yeah.
This rule does not exist on there. Of course,
Bringing
it's
out the Book
deep
of Vile
within my
Darkness.
books. My favorite book, and I have it buried.
There it is.
Okay, so you have just made a. You have just burnt an effigy in honor of Delanrian. You have performed a sacrifice of sorts. Let us see what you get. This is one of my favorite things to use if people put in the time. Just need to remember exactly where it is. Actually, let's take a break for a couple of minutes, and then I should have the rules, and I can run to the restroom. So
Yeah, I gotta turn on this light. It's getting too dark in here.
yeah. All right, we'll be back in a couple of moments.